Good morning. Just bear with me one moment. It was a bit of a trek getting down here this morning. So we've had probably about half a foot, three quarters of a foot of snow, and all the trails are unwalked. So it was a bit of a struggle really getting down. Great exercise though. So hi, Paul here, Mental Health Motorbike. Just a few weekly words about what's been happening this week. We're going to start off with the regional coordinator interviews. You can see the sun's come out, it's really bright. It's absolutely beautiful. I'll give you a little sort of twirl round in a moment. I think the snow is probably going to end up melting the next couple of days. But wow, how beautiful is it? Yeah, so regional coordinator interviews. They've been taking place over the last fortnight, and we've got some amazing people sort of lined up. These are people that will sort of take a lead on managing areas and different volunteers that want to work with us in those areas. They'll also work with the volunteer mental health first aiders, and they'll look at doing some fundraising on our behalf and just generally being the coordinators for that. So yeah, we'll be announcing who those coordinators are very, very soon. But I'm just really inspired how much thought people have been putting into the interviews that they've had. And yeah, it was an absolute pleasure meeting everybody we've met so far. So yeah, looking forward to that. On that note, I just want to say a big thank you to, we mentioned Leanne and Karen a lot last week. I just want to say a massive thank you to the other three trustees that I didn't mention. That's Mandy, who's our new financial person. So she's making sense of everything and organising everything, so there's real transparency. Mandy's just been a breath of fresh air. She'll obviously take the financial side and make it all very, very safe so that we're above board. And yeah, and the other two characters are Mark and Ken. So Mark and Ken have been with us literally from the early days. I remember a few weeks into Mental Health Motorbike, Mark coming across, I don't know how he came across it must have been online somewhere. And he made a phone call, and it was during COVID lockdown. I remember having the chat with him. I was on a long walk, as I'm very often on long walks. And yeah, we just hit it off straight away. And I thought, this is somebody that's in it for the long haul. So I was absolutely blown away, and he's just been so rock solid. So thank you, Mark. Your friendship and contribution to Mental Health Motorbikes, really appreciated. And then Ken, our most northern sort of trustee. Again, he's been rock solid. He did the mental health first aid. I don't know how I managed to rope him in, but he was just a man of great wisdom and knowledge. And yeah, not scared of saying what he thinks. I feel really clear about where I sit with Ken, because I know that if he's unhappy with something, he will say something. And I think that's good. He's not scared of challenge. He's not scared of, addressing things. So again, a really good trustee and good friend. So thank you, Ken. So, we've got 6 trustees now, including myself. And yeah, we're going to really shape things up this year. That's the plan. So, this year is a year of transition. I've given up my day job, which is 30 years of working in international education programs and youth and community work. And a lot of those skills will transfer over. There's so many ideas that we've got. But I just thought it was impossible to keep doing 2 full-time jobs. And Mental Health Motorbike was turning into a full-time job. So at the moment I'm still working as a volunteer, but hopefully there may be some opportunities, if we can get some more funding in, for me to take more of a paid role. But that's yet to be discussed and explored with the Board of Trustees. But we'll see what happens there. At the moment, I'm just enjoying having a little bit more downtime, focusing on my fitness. I'm doing 20,000 steps a day at the moment, so I'm feeling the weight coming off slowly. So I'm trying to do literally over 500,000 steps in a month. Yeah, so it's quite a challenge, but I'm really enjoying it and just getting out and spending time out and about. And then just finally, the importance of communities. What I've realised over the last 3 years with Mental Health Motorbike is, although we're very virtual and online at times, we've actually created a community that means something. I think that's really important in this current climate. It's knowing where you can go when you need help. And I think that's, it's just so important. So whether it's somebody that you go to locally, nationally, or internationally, it doesn't matter. Communities are really, really important, and being there for people is really important long term. And I think long term, just knowing that there's somebody there long term can make a big difference between, somebody's longer term sort of well-being. People start to slide when they feel isolated and alone. So, the importance of communities is so key to what we do in Mental Health Motorbike. And in order to make people feel part of that community, we're going to try and do a lot more events this year. Again, there's a lot of pressure on us because we are the ones that have to ultimately be there dropping stuff off and picking stuff up, and health and safety, risk assessments. But we're going to put more responsibility on regional coordinators to find out local events they can be involved with. But also just, our volunteers, they get out and just do presentations and meetings. So we love you for that. Don't stop doing it. But that's about it for now. Feeling really good. I'm just going to give you a little tour around of where we are at the moment. So we're on something called the 5 Pits Trail. And you can see, this is where I come. You can hear the little robins tweeting in the background there. You can see I normally come and sit here on a Friday, and each day I try and do a litter pick of this route. So over the last 3 years it's looking beautiful now. There's hardly any litter, so it's probably taken thousands of bags of rubbish removal, and people really get behind it. If there's no rubbish, people don't drop it. You hear the birds tweeting. They'll stop now. So listen everybody, don't take your bikes out in the snow, it's probably not recommended, but enjoy, have a good weekend, and go and do some snowman building if you've got snow. See you soon.